I'm just doing an impromptu live. I thought it would be fun. I'm just going to go ahead and hold the camera to start with because I just haven't got the hang of that yet. So we're just going to do it this way. I'm just looking on my computer really quick to make sure I can monitor the comments. I'm just looking to find... It's not popping up on my page. Hang on one second and I will get that under control and then I'll start our project. Hi Carter. Hi Kathy. Hi Wendy. Hope I haven't missed anybody. Here we go. Okay. I'm not sure. I guess I just click on that. Bear with me for one sec. Oh, sorry, my computer just did something really weird. Hang on one sec. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Now I can see the comments. Hello, hello. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Carol. Hi, Christine. I see you on there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and move the camera. I'm going to say hello to you first. I'd like to at least see you kind of face to face. Computer to face. I don't know how you want to go about that, but anyway, I have a fun technique I thought I would share with you. I was trying to think of something to do for Father's Day, and I feel like I do a lot of coloring, so I wanted to do something a little bit different. I didn't want to do pencils or Copics this time, so we're going to do something a little bit different. So I'm going to go ahead and place my camera. Bear with me for a minute while I put you upside down. I think I've got it under control now. Thanks for bearing with me, you guys. Okay, so today I have this stamp set I'm going to be using. It's called Vroom, and I thought it was so much fun I just wanted to play with it. But I didn't want to do another coloring video because I feel like I do them all the time. There is coloring involved, but not with pencils, not with markers. We're going to just try something new. So I don't know how many of you are familiar with gelatos, but they are really fun to play with, and I thought we would use those today. So I'm going to go ahead and set up my Misty here, and we're just going to catch the corners because this is a background stamp we're working with. Oh, I think I used a bigger piece of paper when I started and trimmed it down. That's okay. So we're just going to catch the corners of this just barely so we don't miss any of the pattern. There, I think we got it. All right. And I do want it fairly secure because we are going to stamp and stamp and stamp and stamp over again. So I think I've about got that. I might just use a little bit more tape just to be sure. Hi, Louisana. Hi, Liz. Okay, we're gonna get this guy right here. There, I feel like it's a little more secure now. Let me know if there's an issue with the sound. Last time I did this, we really just struggled with the sound, and I probably should have just cut the video short, but hopefully we won't have that issue today. Okay, so I'm gonna start out with, let's see, I don't know if the colors are on these. Oh, yep, they are. So this one's lemon. And I am going to just use this directly on my stamp. Let me see if, can you see that? The little delay in the video makes it hard to tell. So we're gonna go ahead and we're just going to put that directly on our stamp. All right, and then I actually went from the lightest and then I did the darkest to make sure, I wanted both of these colors to show up a lot. So I wanted to make sure I had plenty of room for those two. And we'll work our way in. This one is actually called Red Cherry. Hi Penny, hi Katie, hi Susan, hi Doreen. So we're using gelatos. I'm not sure if you've used them before. If any of you have used gelatos, go ahead and speak up. All right, so now I'm taking this one. They kind of look like lip balm, if you want to see what they're kind of like. And they actually they're not super opaque. They kind of are a little bit sheer. And this one is mango. You can kind of control the opacity just by how you layer it, but it doesn't go on super dark and thick. I'm pushing down quite a bit right now. So we'll put this guy on next. All right, so now we'll work our way up. This one is called, did I say what that one was? I did. That one's mango, I believe. And then this one's bubblegum. And because this is kind of a masculine card, I didn't go heavy on it, but I do want a little bit of it on there. But it's a little bit skinnier of a strip, I guess, than some of the others. Okay, and now we'll go a little bit heavier on, this one is called Tangerine. I hope you are all having a good day today. You guys doing barbecues? Are you keeping it kind of quiet? I know there are lots of different ways to celebrate Memorial Day. But hopefully you'll have a chance to take some time to remember what it's all about. All right. So I've got my tangerine on there and I think we're about ready to play. This is the fun part. So now first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do one, I'll press it down once with the Gelatos, just direct. And I don't expect it to have a super solid image, but I do want a little bit on there of that more concentrated color. So we'll do this first. See how that did. And you can see it didn't go everywhere, so maybe we'll have to push a little bit harder. I just put a new pad in my Misty. And I don't know if that's helping or hurting. Okay, so now we've got a little bit more color, and it's okay because we're going to repeatedly do this for a minute, so it's okay if you don't get every little bit and piece on there. Because now I'm going to take a water mister, and I'm just going to spray my stamp, and our gelatos are going to react with that. It's going to make those come to life a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to stamp it again. Hopefully I'm in camera view. It's kind of hard to tell. I'm kind of working blindly with that delay. How is the sound? Is the sound okay today? Hi, Amanda. All right, so let's see what that does. Ooh, that's cool. We want it fuzzy. It's not a precise thing. We'll worry about that later. It's okay that it's kind of watercolory and kind of loose. That's what we want. So now I actually am going to take just a second to dry a little bit. I'm going to use my heat tool. So excuse the sound for just a second. Okay, I'm just about done with that. And see where it's kind of cool? That's going to be more fun. I actually like what that's going to do. So I just was trying to get the puddles off a little bit so that we can go maybe one more time with our color. I'm going to spritz it one more time just to kind of get that color to resurge on there. And we'll give that just a second. Okay, So now I'm gonna let that dry a little bit while I'm cleaning the stamp. Hi Melissa, hi Patty. Hi Bob, hi Sherry. So now I'm just gonna clean off my stamp. You can see there's still a ton of color. We could have probably done that a few more times. A good one if you're making several cards. I need another wipe on that. And I will mention the cardstock that I'm using. This is made by RG Studio, or actually it's RG Avenue. Sorry, it used to be Studio. And one thing that's kind of cool about that is it's a heavyweight cardstock, and so it's holding up really well to all the water that I'm using on it, but it's not actually a watercolor paper. But I did try the technique that I did here on watercolor paper first, and I will show you why this is working so much better in just one second. And granted, there are lots of different watercolor papers, but this one, the ones that I had weren't really smooth. They had too much texture. So I'll show you what it did, but as you can guess, it kind of just, the images didn't come off really clear. That's the trick when you're stamping on watercolor. So now I'm gonna take, let me see if this is dry first. I'm gonna go over this image one more time with the heat tool, just because we want all of that to be dry before we do the next step. So bear with me one more time while I've got the noisy thing going. It should be almost dry already anyway. All right, that's dry enough now. And this is fun. You could use this all by itself the way it is, but I wanted to be able to see the fun details of this card, of all of the images. So I'm taking, this is Gina K Amalgam ink. And this is really great when you are working with Copics or with watercolors. It just stays put really well. So that is why I'm choosing that ink for now. Definitely a good thing to have in your crafting arsenal. Well, hi Sue, how are ya? Hey Kathleen. Okay, so now we are going to go over this again, only this time we're going to just use our image. Oh, I've got someone on now. Hi, Mindy. Okay, so I'm very sorry. I guess that the video ended kind of abruptly. I was still going, and it didn't keep recording because I something with the delay. I don't know. I must have just signed off too soon. But I'm sure you'd probably like to see how the card finishes off. So let me explain what I did next, since I did it and it just kind of disappeared. Like I said, I guess I have to watch that it's buffered all the way. But I will go ahead and flip the camera around so you can see what I did. And bear with me, I apologize for that. I'm just obviously not very technically minded, so hang on just one sec. So the next thing I did, last you saw, this didn't have the black on it. All I did was I had it still positioned. I went ahead and inked up my stamp with Gina K black amalgam ink. And then I went ahead and I stamped it over the top. So you just get all of the definition from the stamp. You get all of the fun details of the stamp. And then I will go ahead and I will show you how I finished off the card. And I think the card was pretty even before, and if you want something softer and more subtle, you could use that. But I wanted to have the definition. I wanted to see all those cute details. So I went ahead and I matted that on black and on orange. And I don't know where the video left off exactly, but I think that I told you about the paper. The paper that I used for this panel is RG Avenue, and I was just talking about how the watercolor paper didn't work out, and this was actually the reason why. It has the texture shows too much with that. So this ended up being really good, and it held up really good to the watercoloring. And then I just kind of added this cute little tape. This tape is from Queen & Company. And I just thought the little tire tracks were cute. And the little enamel dots are CNC designs. And then I just cut out the dad from my Cricut. Just kind of a fun little easy card to get a lot of color really quickly. And especially if you wanted to do like several of one card, this is the perfect kind of card for that. You can get a lot done quickly. No little fussy details. So thank you for coming back on after my little craziness. And I really appreciate you watching. And enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you soon.